That is a lot of intro. What's up, everybody? We're here once again on a Tuesday night, and we have guests as usual. Man, Darius just popped in. I see you, Herby. Hold on for a second, man, while we do this intro. Um, yo, fifth place. Fifth place. But first, what we're gonna do, and this is something
Good
special.
place.
This is something special I'm gonna do, and it's kind of an intro, but it's an old intro. But we're gonna bring it up because it's kind of how we used to do our NASCAR intro. I guess I got to hit play.
That will help. All right, get there you go.
All right, thinking you're gonna host this one, but NASCAR is your baby. I'll be in that joint. Let's drive it.
It's too late. We've been recording. It's already in. It's done. It's gotta go in there, man.
All right, that's just what we used to do. Just drive it. We take turns opening the show, man. And I'll just be lunching sometimes. That's a little outtake. Y'all want to get. So, hey, listen. Last week, let me bring in Herby since he's here. What's up, Herb?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, Herbert, tell
going
me
on?
Because we talked a little bit, but tell me what's going on with you because you are actually driving, right?
Yeah. In the NASCAR Canada Series, I'm going to do the 4 big road course races this season. I'm going to be doing Canadian Tire Motorsport Park at the opening of the season. From there, after that, we're going to do the Grand Prix of Three Rivers. After that one, it's going to be Sidcree ICAR in Mirabel, Quebec. And after that, it's going to be back to Canadian Tire Motorsport Park just north of Toronto.
Okay.
Let's go.
So let me ask you a question about racing, especially being behind the wheel. I noticed that a lot of NASCAR racers now have these simulators.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever get in the sim? And if you
Nope.
do, okay, well, I guess that question. I would ask you, do you think the simulators simulate properly what these guys are going to be seeing on the weekend?
I don't think there's nothing on planet Earth that can put you anywhere close to really being on a racetrack. Like, okay, I've seen simulators, like they'll show you where you're going. They'll put you in between cars and stuff, but there's nothing like the real feeling when it's hammered down. There's nothing like it. Like, I swear to God, all the air gets sucked out of your body, and you feel the car getting pushed down to the ground beside all the other cars around. As you're getting on the brakes, you feel all the blood rushing to the front of your body. You're hitting the gas, you're feeling everything going back. You can't get that out of a simulator. You just can't.
Well, yeah, I understand the G-forces and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What I'm kind of going through is the turns and getting to know the track, especially like on a road course. You get in Dakota, you get into a Sonoma, you get to know, I guess, familiarity with when you have to turn left and when you have to turn right.
Well, on an oval, okay, when you're coming in on an oval, you're coming in smooth on an oval, right? You're letting it roll in, right? You're making sure that you're not breaking too loose, and you're just keeping it in, you're keeping it in. But a road course, like, it's hammered down, and it's you're jumping on the brakes to the last second, and you're keeping it there, and then it's hammered down, as hard as you can. So, like, you can't get that G-force on a simulator. It's just impossible.
So with what you're driving, what do you pull? How many G's you pulling? You think?
Oof, I couldn't tell you. I never had a gauge for that, but a lot.
just like an estimate, like two or three.
as much as 12-inch slicks could take you, right?
Yeah, I got you.
So, as much as 12-inch slicks could take you.
So how did you get into racing?
Well,
How did you get into racing, but how did you get into the series? Because we know a lot of people have a want to be able to race and can drive in certain tracks, but to get into the position that you're in, how did you get from the step of being like an amateur to being like an actual driver?
Well, I started as an amateur when I was 16 years old. First race I won, it was like an endurance race, a 250 lap race. So I won that endurance race, and then I raced for another 2 years after that with some pretty good positions. And then after that, well, life came, right? Kids and family and stuff. And so, I took a break at 10 years from the track. And then when I came back in 97, I actually beat my record again and won that same race, the endurance race that I won. After that, I moved up to NASCAR Pro Truck Series. Still running on the small oval. So after that, I got my license which was called NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, which that's what NASCAR Canada is today. But I was like, this was like in 2008. I didn't have 2 nickels to rub. Like, I couldn't afford to drive, right? So I continued building cars as I was always building. And I was helping other drivers get to the track, right? So, I was crew chief for several years and car chief for several years. And till one day I opened a small business here at the track and started, fixing race cars in my own shop. And then eventually I got a deal to buy several cars, and that's what I did. And after getting these cars, I put one of them together for the series. We started a super series here, which was taking old NASCARs and actually, like in the series, we run a restrictor plate. So in the super series, we take that plate off and put a bigger carburetor. So we're running more horsepower here on the small track. And so as I seen, like my lap times were getting very close to the series drivers that when they would come and practice, well, I said, well, this is a good opportunity, man. I think, I could do this, right? So, so what we did is there's this one track that was a dream of mine to run out in Mont Tremblant. That's Lance Stroll who owned that racetrack at the time. And we went out there, open headers. I ran in the GTC series, and like when I showed up there on the Thursday, it was raining. I went out for the first time, and I was getting past, and I felt like it was like kind of fast for me. I kind of felt intimidated. So when I came back, when I came back in the pits, my crew chief, he said, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to raise your seat," right? So he raised my seat. So already on the Friday, I was doing the same lap times as the vintage series. Like the fastest car in the vintage series, I was doing the same lap time as him. So I'm there, okay, well, maybe I could do this. So Saturday morning, I had the fastest lap time in my series.
Oh, wow.
So I'm there, okay. I'm going to get my NASCAR Canada license. So I had my FIA license. So then I got my NASCAR Canada license. And last summer, 2023, I did all the 5 road course races. Toronto Grand Prix, Grand Prix Three Rivers, Circuit iCar, and 2 times Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. I finished all my races. I didn't crash. I humbly started at the end of the field and always made myself mid-pack. I was finishing like 15, 16 out of 32 cars.
Oh, man, congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Dope, man.
Yeah, and actually at Mosport, which is Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, I actually got an extra check from NASCAR for I've passed the most cars.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, I will say this, that I was unaware that there's such thing as a NASCAR Canada.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
obviously they have different. Listen, last question before I let these other brothers get into it.
Yeah.
The cost.
Oof. Well, out of pocket, it costs us like $25,000 a race. That's on average. That's if everything goes well. And average what the guys usually get on sponsorship, it goes around 60 grand a race, right? Which is nothing to what it costs in the US. I know those Cup guys,
Yeah.
they have $1 million weekends, those guys.
Yeah,
know?
but if you I mean, 60 grand ain't bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about if you win. You know, if it's 25, it's 20 to get in, and then 90 is a prize. I'll take that every weekend. I'll take that.
Over
Right.
here, there's not much of a burst, right? Like I think like 50. I think it's the biggest burst that we have. I think it's for Three Rivers. I'm not sure. I'm actually lying to you. I don't really know, right?
Right.
But I think it's around there. But I think the regular ovals and stuff like that, it's like maybe anywhere from maybe 10 to 15. The burst is not much. That's why we need the sponsorships to run, right? Guy wants to advertise his company, or you got good guys on your back that are helping you out. Well, you letter the car. It's on TSN. It's on RDS, FS1. So we're on, quite a few big channels all across the country and also in Europe, right? So it's good advertising. It's like it's for bang for the buck. It's like the cheapest advertising you can get, So
Y'all got any question for the brother?
Yeah.
I just want to say salute, man, to what you're doing right now.
Thanks.
Like, for real.
Yeah.
Definitely. Especially no crashes either.
No,
That's pretty good.
no crash.
That's pretty
Starting in the
awesome.
back and pack. I know, right?
Yeah.
Starting in the back and getting through all that traffic to be up in mid pack. If even on the higher end, man, without no DNFs, man, it's impressive.
Actually, because I made like a terrible rookie mistake at the Canadian Tire Motors Park. After all the pits, right, I was actually in third position. And I thought that I had to give them back their positions actually when we're on the yellow, right? So I stupidly gave away 11 positions.
What you doing? No,
Okay.
like our boy
you're supposed to go there, and I'm like letting them go by, and it's like, oh my god, yeah.
That's all part of learning.
I do got it.
All part of learning. Total rookie mistake. And actually, at Three Rivers, I actually had one brake caliper that was staying stuck on me, right? So I actually was running in the 8th position when I had a front wheel lockup. So when I went down the straightaway, actually, like I was boiling the oil in the caliper so much that when I hit the pedal, my pedal went right to the floor, so I couldn't make the curve. So I went straight, and then I stalled it, and then by the time to get it fired up again, I tried and get it in reverse and don't want to go in reverse, so I just put it in first, smashed the gas. I get out of that corner, and as I was coming out, lighting up the tires, Marc-Antoine Cameron, he was just taking the curve at the same time, and he put me one lap down on the nose. I was like on lead lap. So I'm actually you can get the rerun on YouTube, and then I actually start chasing him down, right? Trying to get trying to chase him down which was like totally impossible because I had that front right wheel that was just like staying stuck. But you see, like my back wheels always fighting against my front wheels, and I still finished the race, right? So.
That's good.
Yeah,
I do got 2 questions. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Al.
I was gonna say, what was your favorite course, and what kind of courses do you feel comfortable with?
I love them all. They all have their special thing, right? I can tell you that Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, it's for the speed, right? You get really, really some good speed. Like when we go up the Andretti straightaway, I swear to God, we're coming in the curve at like 163, right? Like right. You're like you just get up to speed, right? And then you gotta like hammer down, whack it in third, and you gotta take that curve full speed. And Like that's one that I really, really love for that. And then when it comes to with the crowd, with the fans, like as a real NASCAR weekend, I really love the Grand Prix at Three Rivers. That is like the whole town shuts down, right?
Okay.
And the whole town is in this place, right? It's in the streets of Three Rivers. They close down all the streets, and that one is really, really exciting. It's walls on both sides, really tight, and you can see some races on YouTube. They're amazing. I swear to God, those are amazing races. It's really bumper to bumper racing over there, you know.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how the crowds are over there.
Oh, the crowd goes crazy. For Three Rivers, the crowd is going crazy. They really, really, really love it. Oh yeah, everybody's on the edge of their seats, and also the Grand Prix of Toronto, when they do the Toronto Indy, we're not the main event at the Toronto Indy because it's the Indy, of course, right? So we're in and out on a Friday, but that again, we race them between the walls. It's just like so competitive. It's unbelievable, you know? Yeah.
I'm definitely check out those races on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I'm interested to see that.
They're amazing.
So I have a question. I know I have two questions. The first question is more like a almost 3-part question. And so I hear a lot, post game, post race. I must say post game, but post race, drivers say, "Man, I had a race winning car, but we end up finishing 10th, 12th, or whatever the case may be." So my question to you is: have you ever felt that you had a race winning car, and then what does that feel like if you're able to describe, like?
Okay.
If that's the case.
Okay. This is my car. Okay. My car is about 15 years old.
Can you show it again real quick? Because now you're on the big screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
That was nice.
Okay. So like the chassis is like 15 years old. Okay. But I had all the updates done to it. Okay. We took out a lot of weight out of it. I had a lot of heavy parts. Like the drive shaft was heavy, the axles were heavy. Another thing, like these cars, like the new chassis are a little thinner. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So being thinner, you're able to concentrate balancing the car more towards the center. And this car, because it's got a little bit thicker, it's a little heavier than the newer cars. So the way the cab is made on the driver's side, it's quite heavy in comparison to the newer cars. So the weight, you got to put it the same way onto the right side of the car. So it's like a teeter-totter, right? The more you separate the weight, the more like traveling you'll have, right? Unless if you center the weight more, like now the newer cars, they got a weight that's right down the center, practically right beside the drive shaft. That's where you have the lead, right? And me, I have more of the lead on the extremities of the car. So I know that I got about like a 12 to 15 position car. And knowing that I finished all my races in that position, now at least this season, I can at least qualify in those positions, and I can make my way up into the top 10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is equipment based.
Yeah, solely equipment based. And I'm also running the 525, right? So I'm like 800 RPM shy from the 6 liter that the other guys are running, So it was a difference in price for the engine too. So
What is that price difference, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, the 6 liter it's 58,000, and and this one's like 34, right?
That's a big difference. Wow.
Yeah, it's a big difference, So you got those guys, they got like a $1.5 million budget to run 12, 13 races. Whereas, we're like close to 100,000.
Right.
So,
but that puts things in perspective, though, when we're talking about the big series or even Xfinity,
Yeah.
even down to now to your league. Like this is stuff that is happening across
Yeah.
all levels that
Oh,
teams
yeah.
have to take into to consideration, and us as viewers have to take into consideration. It's like why my driver is not performing good. Well, you also got to take in consideration the type of equipment they're running and what's their budget,
Yeah.
what's their sponsors, like how's the money flowing in. And you
Yeah.
just made that great illustration even on your behalf. So I appreciate you, taking us down into your garage and showing us your car.
So let's ask the big question here. With NASCAR in Canada and NASCAR in Americas or whatever, do you? Let's see. How can I put this delicately? Do you are you able to keep up with the brothers in the NASCAR on this side of the? Do they call it the pond or
Okay, let me put it this way. Okay, Alex Tagliani that runs with me. Okay, and sometimes Jacques Villeneuve, but Alex Tagliani, for example, he is a world IndyCar champ, right? When he ran in Xfinity, I think it was Road America in the rain, he lapped the whole field.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Alex LaBay, when he runs with us, he runs quite a few times with you guys in road courses.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've seen him.
The first time, the last road course you guys did there was the first time that he didn't make a top 10. Usually he runs 5th, 6th, 7th.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Which are good positions. So, like, our guys are known to being like Jacques Villeneuve runs with us, and he was Formula One world champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he runs also with us in this series, like sometimes, right? And actually, on practice, when they came to practice here last summer, no, it was 2 summers ago. Sorry. When he came to practice 2 summers ago, I was a half second faster on practice with my old heat.
I got a quick question.
We're talking world champions here.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
So I had a quick question here,
my
though.
home track. I kind of know this track, right?
Right.
That's where you
And
step.
actually, I think he was one of the designers when they originally designed this track here in Mirabel. So.
Okay.
I'm asking you a question. How taxing is a race for you? For example, if you're talking about a 4-hour race, how taxing is it for you?
How what is it?
Taxing. How much of physically demanding is the race?
Woo! I just had to buy that new cool suit kit. I used to have like a big cooler. Well, actually, it's still in the car. I'll show it to you. Okay. This is. Do you see? Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. This is like an ice cooler, right? And so I got the blower here. Cool air comes in here. There's actually ice in here, and then through these little hoses, this is what gets hooked up to my shirt, right? And then this other hose that's here, do you see it okay?
Yeah.
This one that's over here goes to the back of my helmet. Now, problem with that is that it only lasts for like, I could only use it like maybe for 2 shots. I keep the air cooler for the head going, but I mean like for the suit, it can only last like maybe two or 3 times putting the cold water through my body. But then after that, it's hot for the rest of the race. So I just got the new system from Cool. What's it called again? It's called Chill Out. Yeah, from Chill Out. They're actually the same kit that what you're gonna find in a Formula One. It weighs just only a few pounds. This kit. So that's what I'm going to be running this season. So all this stuff's got to come out. Yeah,
that's nice. Hey, well, we're glad you got a new suit because we don't want you in the sauna when you're in that track, man.
Yeah,
weight loss program. Hey, man, we appreciate you coming on, Mr. Herby. I know you talked about financing and stuff like that in your series and how the money is not that great, but when racers want to race, man, you got to get out there. So you got any place where we can set you up as far as the GoFundMe or anything like that?
No, I haven't done anything like that yet. Would be nice to have somebody do it, but there's only so much we could do. I'm like busting my back over here, I got a little business of renting out forklifts and reconditioning forklifts. So that's what we've been surviving with so far to get out there. But if we could get a sponsor that can help us out, we'll make them proud for sure.
Sounds good, man. Hey, we appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate
Mr.
you, man.
That's
Thank you,
Mr.
Herb.
Herby Love Bug, but he
Appreciate you.
plug, that's for sure.
Thanks for the time, guys. Thanks.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate
Take it
it.
easy.
Of course.
Take it easy. That was nice, man. That was nice.
Yeah,
Good job. Good job.
That was cool.
That was very. Hey, man, that was real cool. You can't beat that, man. Inside. Thank you, Deacon. Thank you,
Inside
Deacon.
information.
No, right?
Yeah, I'm rooting for him.
Rooting for him.
Man, that analogy on how the prices for those engines are different was crazy.
Jeez.
Mm.
Man.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And the 800. Go ahead.
Go no quick.
I'm just saying the difference in just speeds. I think he was saying it was 800 RPMs difference between
Yeah, I think even
that 5 and the 6.
Yeah, even when you look at the NASCAR, you got the difference between JGR and the Woodbrook. It's not necessarily the amount of money you're paying for the crew. It's them parts, man. The parts, getting the best parts, and although now they switched to the new gen car, most of the car parts are bought at the same vendor, so that helps out as far as competitiveness.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, if you can't get that big engine, you got what you got.
Yeah.
And he's maximizing what he has right now. That's the cool thing. He's maximizing what he has right now.
Right, right.
All right, let's get into NASCAR, man. Let's get into last week's race, the paperclip. It went like I said it was gonna go. You got to get a good qualifying position, and you got to stay at the bottom of the track. The one thing I don't, I like the track. It's fine, but the thing they're gonna have to do, man, before they go back is find a way to get a second groove, man. They got to get a second groove in them turns. It was just no way to turn. It's
gonna be hard.
I don't mind punching somebody in the back and making a move. That's fine. But you can't do that the whole race, man. That's on the last couple of laps. So if you got a faster car, you almost had to get out the way, or he's gonna punch you in the back, man. You got to find a way to get these guys a second groove going around that track, so there's just competitiveness. Give a man a second lane to try to get by somebody. If I'm faster, I don't necessarily want to have to punch the dude in the back. I want to go around him so I can make that outside lane work on the curves or something. I just don't see it. All race you couldn't pass unless you had a dominant car.
It's going to look just like Bristol then at that point if they try to create that second groove.
I don't care.
I think that's what makes Martinsville unique. That's the only track where you don't have a second groove at all. To me.
I hear you. Listen. The one thing that we did see is that Bubba's
man did good.
Did not throw up on themselves. And
so what happened?
They did though. They did though. That last stop.
Yeah, because all right, so that's what
that last stop was horrible.
Because hold up, when I'm looking at it, when I was in the beginning, he was doing great because he was in second.
We not cutting no slack.
He was in when I last saw it, he was in second place, and I was like, okay. So I stepped outside, went out for a good 15 minutes. I came back, and he was in seventh, and I was like, and it was I think it was the green flag or something. Well, so I don't know what happened.
They came back.
The time I left and came back, he was in second. Come back, he was in seventh. I was like, what?
Listen,
he made up and made fourth. He made
from what happened going on all year, man. I don't consider that too bad. He went in third.
So no, it's not. It's not.
Came out seventh. So he was able to make a couple spots. So like I said, you couldn't really pass on that track, but I didn't see anything egregious.
But if he came out,
it was just.
But if he came out third, let's just say he didn't lose a spot. He's on the second row on the inside, and he could jump to get for the lead. That's a huge difference.
He had a race winning.
He had a race winning car.
I agree.
I think on the short run. I think on the long run, he was. By the time he got the tires worn a little bit, I think they were catching him a little bit and passing him. But and it's also the way he was taking the turns too. He was taking a wide track. He was trying to dime in the corners, which works sometimes, but because it gives you more speed off the when you're coming off the corners. But Yeah, when I saw that, I said third. I said, God, I said, but it could have been worse. It could have been so much worse.
It could have. It could have.
Is this top five? Is this top five? This is his best position all year.
No, he had a couple. He had the first
I
two
think he
races.
tied it.
Top five. Yeah.
Yeah. Then
Well,
he
he's got
tied.
fifth,
He had
third time.
fourth in Daytona or something like that too. So I
This
think he
is
tied his best
This is
finish.
third time being fifth. But yeah, I mean, it was just. I mean, it was a good weekend for him. It was a good finish. It was a good comeback race for them to show that you know, they don't have to be the worst pit crew on the NASCAR race circuit. That's all I'm saying.
They wasn't the worst. I will say they wasn't the worst, but they did a good job pretty much throughout the race. They did a pretty solid job, I would say that. And then it just sucks to see that last stop. Like you said, they came in third. Granted, the Hendrick cars was dominating that race, but outside of the Hendrick cars, it really was just Joe Gibbs, Toyota, and Bubba that was really up there. I mean, Penske had a little play every now and then, but Bubba was consistent the whole race. And to see that one slip away a little bit, granted, again, I'm happy, right? We should all be happy that he finished in the top five. But he really had a shot to be there at the very end, and could probably snuck and got that win at Martinsville.
Yeah, but my whole point in Bubba's racing is, if you don't mess him up, he ends up in the front somewhere. You know, if the pit doesn't put him back in the pack, if something doesn't go wrong with his car, if he doesn't throw up on himself going into pit lane speed or something like that, he usually has a car that will finish in a good position to have a chance to win. And if we can get all those things situated, man, it would be such a beautiful thing.
Isn't that racing though, Deacon?
No, it is not racing. Your pit crew sucks. It's not racing. That's a pit crew problem. Got nothing to do with racing. And him going to him speeding, that's mental problem. And you know what he did? I did hear them say that the where his pit was located, he liked where it was located because it helped him with the timing grid in the pits. But the pit crew didn't like it because it hurt them getting around the car because it was on the corner. It was in the curve. So I don't know why that made a difference to the pit crew. I mean, it's the same size pit box, you know, but I did hear him say that. So it was his choice to be in that pit stall.
Trey
Z, you missed
my guy Trey.
Hey Trey, you missed it. We had a professional.
Did you watch the race?
I did.
Yo, let's go!
Like everybody watched the game this week. Everybody was watching it.
Watch the race.
BJ.
Shout out to you, man. You watched it. It was a long time coming.
Mall track.
Mall track.
Huh?
What do you say? Mall track?
Small.
Small. I got you. Yeah.
I don't mumble into the mic. I speak loud and clear.
Chill out.
Take that.
Oh, Taylor. Every time you come on.
Hey Trey, what you think about the race? I know you saw it, so what was your thoughts?
I was surprised at how short the track was. I know you guys would talk about it, but I was real surprised at that. I was I saw I saw our boys this week and only root for one. Pretty much stay in the race, second, third, second. And then at the end, it was almost like it was perfect. It was like, all right, we're going to break a record because you're watching. We're going to make everybody on the same team, first, second, and third. And guess where your boys coming in? Oh, I said, I can't believe it. But overall, it was interesting. I wasn't as mad as I had been before because I guess I listened to y'all so much. I kind of knew some things that was happening. You know what I'm saying? But when they were happening, I was like, "What? That's big. That's you know." It was interesting. That's all I can say.
Hey, just like Big Al last week, Trey has been indoctrinated into the first and the second to the last pit stop, where there's the thrill of victory. And then the last pit stop is the agony of defeat.
Agony of defeat.
The agony of defeat.
D-A.
You never want to go in.
F-E-E-T.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You gotta be serious, man.
Yeah, you have a good race to do that last pit stop. Hey, look, but like I said, this one wasn't too bad, man. This wasn't too bad. It could have been worse, especially during the green flag pit stop. You know, those are the hardest to get out and come out, getting them out at a decent rate, because it's really dependent on. First of all, they're not becoming a caution when you're in the pit lane. You know, especially when the short track, because you can easily go 3 laps down if you jack something up. But hey, I'm not gonna complain. 5th place, I'll take that all day. He had a good race, and you saw that he had speed in his car, and he was driving pretty good. So all good on that aspect, man. We don't have anything to complain about.
So would you say he's steadily improving, or that was just a good race?
No. I think, remember the last 3 races, he's had issues in the pit. So it really wasn't his issue that was keeping him back. Like I said in the beginning, when you give him a good car without mistakes in the pits, he ends up top. You know, not necessarily winning races, but you know, top 5. You can't ask for more than that.
Right.
You know, that's top 5. You damn near on the stage. You know, right. So no, I think he's shown competitiveness and steadiness last year when he was in the championship run. He was able to do that without winning the race. He just was in on points.
Right.
So he has that competitive drive. He has that consistency that you need as a driver. He just has to have that consistency in the pit every week, which would be nice.
That's going to get him over the top.
I think it'll keep him on top. I think it puts you in a position of winning races and not losing them. You know, because if you have a problem pit, you're gonna lose the race. I mean, it's hard to recover from a bad pit stop, especially late in the race.
Hey Darius, what's the typical time that a winning pit crew would take per? Because I know they have competitions and stuff like that. What's the typical time that a winning pit crew would do each pit stop for a good pit crew?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm not sure I have that time for you, sir. I'm not sure.
I've seen competitions for that, man. I've seen
they do. I haven't watched any though. That's funny. I haven't watched any pit crew competitions.
Well, you know, the honest thing is that it varies from different tracks, which is interesting.
Right, that's another one.
It's interesting in itself that it takes, you know, on some tracks longer than it takes on other tracks. I don't know why. It's the same size car, it's the same pit.
That track was a donut.
I would say anything like 9 to about 12 seconds, maybe the max.
10 seconds. That's what I said.
You got a 10
and that's me from just watching it for the first time. I was watching, and those guys was hit. They looked like they had one lug nut. Take it off, zit. I said, "Oh, they got the one lug nut tire." So I was like, they was jumping to the other side within 4 to 5 seconds. I figured they get up out of there.
Yeah, thank you, BJ, for bringing that up. I forgot to bring that up.
Yeah, he almost won qualifying.
Yeah, he was the leader in the what do you call it? Leader in the what do you call it in golf? Leader in the box or leader in the clubhouse?
In the hole?
Leader in the clubhouse until the last car. And the last car that beat him by 0.01 seconds is the car that he spun out last week. It was funny. So, and
he's strong. He is strong at Martinsville. Like I said, you know, last week he wanted the trucks. You know, he runs solid there. So that was a good track to get him, you know, back on track. And now, you know, we got next week and we got a good couple tracks coming up. So hopefully he's able to get on a nice little run.
9 seconds. Like DJ saying,
especially with the single lug now. Especially with the single lug now. Single lug makes it a little faster.
Yeah.
Years ago it was 14 to 15 with a single lug. It looks like it's 9 seconds.
Yeah. Much faster.
Yeah.
Much faster.
So that gives you something to look for the next race. What's the next race, fellas?
Next race.
Talladega, ain't it?
Yeah, Talladega.
Yeah. No, it's Texas Motor Speedway.
Oh,
Texas,
Texas and then
Talladega.
Texas.
Yeah. And it was one of those T's. But yeah, Texas, which is a track that he almost won last year. So we'll hopefully bring the same setup.
Well, I'm expecting Bubba to do some big things this one here. I want to see at least top 3.
Facts.
Yeah, if he could have won, that pole position, man, he would have at least led some laps because it was hard.
Is
Once
this a
he got
super
out front.
speedway?
Texas Speedway?
Yeah, is this?
Yeah, the Texas is a speedway, isn't it?
It's a regular speedway. It's not a super speedway.
Yeah.
That's 2.5.
Yeah. The Talladega, which is 2 weeks from now, that's the super speedway.
Okay.
So that's 2 weeks.
True.
But man, them Hendrick boys, 1, 2, 3, man. I thought Bubba was going to try to put Elliott in the wall a little bit to kind of break that up, man. He almost had him at the finish line.
Yeah, I wanted that bad too for Bubba, man. I was really rooting for him.
How did the 45 car do?
I think he finished like 8th or something like that. He was top
They
10.
both did well. They did both.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He was right there too.
Yeah, he had a 10th place car almost the whole race. He was hovering around that top 10, top 15. So it was kind of good seeing them escape with that top 10 too.
I see somebody tire caught on fire.
Oh man, did
I did see that.
They said the brakes got the car.
I was like, man, what?
Yeah, his brakes had broke rotor. I think his brake rotor bust and it hit the tire. Burned the tire.
With 3 laps to go.
Yeah.
I know he was pissed.
Well,
Just when you thought you had it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold up, is that fire?
That's what I said last week that Bubba had to do when he got to the last 5 laps. He was like, nope, I'm not stopping. What's going to happen? I'm not stopping.
Hey, I'd have been looking like Ghost Rider out there.
Right.
Just kept down.
The actual
This is
fire. Yep, just a little fire. Things okay.
So, yeah.
Reddick finished 7th.
It's 7.
And
7th. Yeah.
Speedway is a mile and a half.
It's a mile and a half.
And that's the
It was
picture.
like Kansas.
That's a picture of it right there. So
Yeah, that's the picture right here. Which is great racing because you're able to go 3-4 wide around them corners, man. It's some really great racing.
oh, now you want to pass and groove. Now you want to pass. I just asked you to pass groove. Now you want to pass and groove. Okay, I got you.
See, so the difference is you want to pass and groove on Martinsville. That's the track ain't built for that.
It looked like you could put 2 of those tracks inside of that one.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's a fact.
It's a thin race.
Yeah, that's a fact. But yeah, with Texas, man, we're going to see some good racing. So, Deacon, that starts at what, 3:30? Another 3:30, 4 o'clock start time?
Yeah.
Man, I hate these late races, man.
Yeah, Bubba's in 12th now. He was at 15th before the race, so he's in 12th now with a good finish.
Okay, we're getting up the points a little bit.
What gets him in the high points in the playoffs? 10 or better?
I think the top 16 makes it, right?
Yeah,
Top 16 makes it.
Yeah.
Top 16. So it's hard. You would think that's an easy, or if you race good, constantly, you'll make that. But it's really difficult, man, because you have a lot of different winners throughout the year, and you can get up to 16 real fast, man. So racing your way in is really rough. That's a rough way to pull it. It's always just like 1 or 2 spots left at the end of the year to race it.
So really, you want to
go ahead and win it. Just go ahead and win it.
Win it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, if you win, all you gotta do is win once, and you're in the playoff.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want that at least in the middle of the pack, though.
Well, you want to run good all year and at least get 1 win. That way, your race points are accumulated, and then you automatically in with your race win. Now, if you win more than 1 race, then that obviously puts you higher on the list. But and that's why I was excited when Raja won the truck race, because he's automatically in the playoffs now. So it takes some pressure off you too, because once you win a race, that means you can kind of experiment with different tracks that are going to be in the playoff run, and you can try to run different wheelbase, but different camber. You can do whatever you want because you're not really expected to have to win a race to get in the playoffs. You already did that, so everything else is just practice. Like I said, you want to run good, but you also want to prepare yourself for the playoffs, because that's where you're trying to get to. So, yeah, man, it's good. It's a good weekend. Yeah, it's a good weekend, man.
I'm waiting to see a year. I'm waiting to see a year where 16 drivers win a race.
It was close last year, wasn't it? It was like
it was. It was like 14 different drivers won a race. we're getting there to where it's that that much parity in the sport where you actually have 16 drivers who can win a race. So I'm looking forward to seeing that happen in the next coming years.
Yeah, I think that
My
comes
prediction.
from all of the equipment for the cars are getting from the same vendor, so that kind of equal things out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then you throw those super speedways in there where anybody can win.
woo!
You got 4 of those.
Man, it's just straight speed. I like those.
5 of those actually with Atlanta now. So you just never know. Daniel Suarez won Atlanta. So there we go. That's a wild card right there. We already got our first wild card winner because he didn't win a race. He's not really like a consistent guy who makes the playoff. So there's one. So I don't know, man. We'll see.
Yeah, Daniel Suarez used to drive for Joe Gibbs, didn't he? He used to drive the 20. Suarez,
I
yeah.
thought Eric Suarez?
Yeah. Not now.
I thought Eric Jones.
No, before. Suarez too. Suarez was on the team. I know that. Just like
word.
JJ Yaley.
Yeah, I remember JJ Yelly.
He's the worst, man.
He out the sport. He came out the sport real quick.
Yeah, yeah. And he still runs. He still runs on the weekend, but he's always the one that crashes. The one that's 5 laps down in an experimental car. He gonna be the one driving them Hondas. I'm telling you right now, man. He'll be the first one driving them Hondas.
Good job. The Acura, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
The actual Honda.
He be out there with the Civic.
BBS rims.
Yeah, yeah. Got the lift kit on it.
But look good.
That's crazy how dude was talking about the axle, how important that axle was, man. That was crazy how he talked about that, man.
Yeah. Yep.
19.
Yeah.
He filled in for Martin Truex.
Huh? No.
Right.
Yeah. Suarez had it first, then Martin Truex.
Oh, that was that long ago? That's wild.
Truex still got it. Truex still in the 19. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but didn't Truex been in the 19 for a good minute though?
Yeah.
He came from the 98. What number was that? Forgot what number that came from. No, Truex. Before he moved to the 19, he came from when he won that championship. I don't even remember. Yeah, I can't even tell you. But I didn't know Suarez was in the 19 that long ago. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, I bought something for just because Bubba got top 5. I just wanted to show. Sheesh. Shout out to Bubba. I bring these out every time he get a top 5. How about that?
Hey, Darius, some of us just drink.
78, that's what it was.
Well, we don't use our money when we drink Trey.
I'm just saying. Nonetheless, I'm just glad that he's conservative today and put a shirt on.
I did. I did. I got out the gym a little bit earlier this time so I could prep for the show.
Don't hurt nobody.
Pistols. Put them pistols down.
Put the pistols down, man. These are shotties.
The python.
Hey.
All right. Well, I think we exhausted Mr. Bubba Wallace having a good. Hey, listen, we have a lot to say when he has a bad week, man.
I know we all over it. We can't say nothing now.
Can't say nothing right now.
Yeah. Y'all predicted it. Y'all said that if the quick girl don't get right, and I watched it. I said he's doing great. He's fantastic. He could win. What the hell? What just happened?
Happens all the time, man. But like we were saying, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
Could have
All right, before we get out of here, the Wizards are
We
up
could
by
be talking
10.
about the dude like the Wizards being, that
Hey, the
cost
Wizards up by
36.
10.
Wizards
Yeah.
killing Milwaukee right now. They was up by 20 at one point.
I know they're by 10 now. Johnny
Who they
Davis,
playing?
Huh?
Who they playing?
Milwaukee.
the best team. Nah, Minnesota.
Minnesota? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Milwaukee playing Boston.
Hey.
All right. Well, before we get off the Bubba thing, man, we got one more clip to play from the yesteryear that we can all enjoy.
All right.
He has a good car. I can't see he get more aggressive on the track. When people tap him out, he got the next race tap him out. It's just how it is. Until somebody killing him, actually. Ain't that down.
We all know that the Jordan brand has Bubba, who is the African American brother. He cannot drive his car like some of the other young men out there. He has to feel his way around. He has to learn the NASCAR circuit. He just can't be out there bumping people. You know, he might get arrested.
Hey,
he might be in a
All right. Enough of the tomfoolery.
Hey man, Bubba can't hit people like that. He can't be bumping people.
You was visited the China Black yourself back then.
I will say Big Al and Deacon's background look better now than it did in that video. Trey, you got to catch up.
All right, man. Let's get out of here. It was very nice seeing everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, Biggie, you got your stuff for Thursday or what?
I'm always ready, man. I'm always ready.
He the streets. Biggest Steve on the street.
I just don't like y'all lineup though, man. Y'all lineup is just like
Don't worry about the lineup. Don't worry about the lineup. Eliminate the last show out of your thought bank.
Yeah, but I know who I'm picking at. I know who I'm picking.
No. You're not picking nobody. You're advising.
Oh well, I'm advising y'all I'm gonna advise y'all.
That's right. You're gonna give your opinion, and we're gonna see if your opinion.
Yeah, you are a scout.
Scouts.
Yeah.
Whatever. So wait, let me ask you. So how you gonna do it? Are you gonna have it like as a mock draft and just go with the picks as they come?
Yeah, we're not just picking people randomly. We got to go with other teams being able to pick their people. We got to be able to adjust on the fly. Okay. That's why you got to have your people ready in that position. Is it worthy of being picked in that position, or you just throwing stuff out?
All right. So we don't like. All right.
Listen, I'm gonna give it to you right now. I'm gonna give it to you. The biggest deal I'm gonna give it to you right now. We need a quarterback, left tackle, linebacker, defensive tackle, wide receiver, cornerback, tight end, offensive guard, and Purdy.
But you need a whole new team.
You don't care what order.
We got 9 picks.
Hey, you notice how
But you don't care what order they come in, right?
The order that they come in is going to depend on the value at the pick that we got.
But you know you're missing a couple pieces, though.
Don't worry about that. Because we might not be able to get
God, he named them.
So
he named like 10 positions.
You guys are like, that's a tough
nacho man.
Man.
That's why you gotta be ready, homie. We're gonna make you slip and slide.
Y'all don't even have a tight end on y'all list.
I said tight end number 7 was tight end.
Oh, okay.
Look at you talking bad about your
add more people. Hey, Darius, he add more people.
Yes.
You need a center. You need a tight end.
Kickoff holder.
Yeah. Y'all need a placeholder.
Need a placeholder. We didn't have any players on our team, Big Al. That was earlier.
You need a Gatorade boy. What do you do? Gatorade boy.
You got a NASCAR, baby. NASCAR next Tuesday. Texas.
Go ahead.
We're here.
What else?
Yeah. Talladega.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby.
All right.
Ricky Bobby.
Can't wait for that race.